Welcome back to Dogs and Gooses. We're going to get right into it because this is part 2 of an already existing episode. This is the episode where we rank the 50 states in the United States. This was an answer to an abomination by Craig the Craig family in ranking New Mexico at number 1 in all 50 states to live in.
For crying out loud.
No offense to anyone from New Mexico.
Although, in all fairness, they're probably saving number 1 for something special, and they just got towards the end, and they realized it wasn't going to get better than New Mexico.
No, it was because his wife's a teacher.
Uh-huh.
Kylie's a teacher, and she, not her alone, but they both found out that it's one of the highest paid states for teachers.
Well, I guess that would help there.
But that's because nobody wants to live there.
Well,
I've only known one person from New Mexico. I have driven through it a couple of times, and maybe I would like it more if I hadn't been driving through it. I will say, quoting Bugs Bunny and saying, I knew I should have taken that left 10 in Albuquerque is probably one of the best things that New Mexico's ever done for me. But
that reminds me a lot of your dad.
Yeah. Well, we were all raised on my dad's preference for Looney Tunes, so.
Well, there you go.
All right, we're going to jump right back into it. So, if you guys haven't listened to part 1 yet, definitely go listen to part 1 because this is just a continuation of what we're already doing, what we were already talking about.
Although, I have not yet listed my top 3, so if you're just looking for that, this is it.
This is the one. If you're looking for the top one, we just finished off on the best state, which is Idaho. That was my number 1. Williams has a different number 1. He's wrong, but pretty close. All right.
My number 1 might surprise you a little. Not a ton.
I think it will. Mostly because I don't really know where you could go from there. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what your top 3 will be. Montana will be on the top 3, I guarantee. Where at? I don't know. Okay. We're on to Rhode Island. May 29th, 1790. It was the 13th state established. The smallest U.S. state and the first state to declare independence from Britain. I respect them for that part.
Yeah.
What do you think, Williams?
Because of that little tidbit, I won't put them at the very bottom. I'll put them at 46.
Yeah. Let me look and see what spots I have available. Like I said, I haven't been planning it as well as you have. Let's see here.
To me, they're just another they're the most famous, probably tightly packed city. I think they have 4 million people, the last I heard, in Rhode Island, which is the smallest state in the Union. Maybe take an hour and a half to drive across, maybe.
Yep.
And that might be just because of the traffic. There's only 1 million people in Montana, and that's one of the, I think, 4 largest states.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I like my space.
I put them at 47, right in behind you.
Okay.
I don't know much about Rhode Island. It doesn't really sound like somewhere I'd want to live.
And we're not going to learn anything. Okay.
Yep.
We learned what the independence from Britain thing. That's great.
Yep. That was good for them.
Yeah.
That got them away from being number 49.
Yeah. Good on them.
Yeah. Our next one is Illinois, December 3rd, 1818. They were the 21st state. It's the home of Abraham Lincoln. He's passed away, by the way. The late Abraham Lincoln. The first skyscraper was built in Chicago.
I don't got a lot of love for Illinois. I haven't heard a ton of great things about it. No shade, but I think I'm going to put it at 45.
You know, it's funny. As you said that, I was typing it in at 45. I have been to Illinois. It was okay. Chicago was... I only passed on the outskirts of it, but it did not seem like a very nice place to me. And then...
I'm sure downtown's got some neat stuff.
Oh, everywhere does. The historic districts of most cities are really cool in one way or another, but...
And to be honest, one of my favorite bits is that old SNL bit with the Bulls, the Bears, so they're constantly worshiping Mike Ditka, the coach of the Bears.
Yeah.
So for that reason, 45, you could have been lower, but that brought it up.
Here in my mind, I don't really want to visit Chicago or Illinois, more generally, and I don't really want to live there. So there's no crossroads of desire here. Whereas some of the other states, like Hawaii or Florida, there's a crossroad of like, oh, I would love to visit there, and I wouldn't mind living there, or I'd love to visit there, but I don't want to live there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we just did Illinois, and we are on to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was established December 12th, 1787. It was the second state to be established in the United States. The Declaration of Independence was signed here, and the first zoo in America was the Philadelphia Zoo in Pennsylvania.
That's neat stuff.
Yeah.
I love U.S. history.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a place I really care to go today. I would definitely see the historic sites there. And so, because of the historic sites, I might stick it at 36 right here in Arizona.
Williams, we are right on point because I literally was typing that in as you were saying it. Yeah, I put it right at 36 too. It's kind of like a place. My uncle's from there, and I've never been, but I've heard positive things about it, but not that positive things about it. They're home of the Steelers. I don't mind the Steelers. Kind of just a meh.
In high school, I had a Spanish teacher who just loved
the Steelers.
loved the Steelers.
Well, he was wrong.
Kind of a funny fact. Yeah, it was actually she was wrong.
Mm.
It was Senora Wright.
Well, Senora Wright was wrong. Senora Wright was no bueno.
I don't know about that. Very sweet lady.
I'm just kidding. But, sorry, Senora Wright, if you ever hear this.
Yeah. Senora Wright, I hope you're doing well. It's been many years and you don't remember me.
She could, Williams.
She could.
All right, our next one is Indiana. Established December 11th, 1816 as the 19th state. It is the home of the Indy 500. Santa Claus, Indiana receives thousands of letters each year.
Oh, because letters addressed to Santa Claus just go there. I guess.
Yeah.
That post office has got to be busy.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. What do you think?
I don't really... I put it right in the middle, probably. Right now, my middle space is basically number 32, so... Because I don't got a lot going on there.
I'm going 33. I've known one person from Indiana. Really liked him. Cool guy. But, and I drove past the border, and on the other side of the river was Indiana. But it was late at night.
You glanced into it.
Yeah. Okay. After... Let's see here. Oregon. February 14th, 1859. They were the 33rd state. They're the only state with a two-sided flag. Crater Lake is the deepest in the United States. What do you think, Williams?
I've been to Oregon. It just is kind of a wonky state to me. I think they kind of take their pride from being a little weird, a little different.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily like what I'm looking for in a state.
Yeah.
That's great for them. Glad they enjoy it. I just don't think it's the place for me. I'm going to throw it in at 41.
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair. You know, now that you mention that, I've known a couple people from Oregon, and even I'm reminded now a couple people from Washington that I thought were a little bit odd. I've known plenty of people there.
Are you going to look at me funny now? Okay.
Yes, Williams. I'm specifically referring to you. Yeah, I think I'm going to but Oregon's really pretty. That's going to rank it up a little bit.
It's got some beauty.
I put it at 37.
Okay.
Okay. Next on the list, we have Iowa. December 28th, 1846, the 29th state. It produces more corn than any other state, and it's home to the world's largest cereal mill. What do you think?
Just my experience with Iowa. I haven't been there. I know some people from there. I just don't think it's really my kind of place. So I'm gonna put it. I don't hate it. I don't think I'm gonna put it 33. Doesn't sound like there's much going on.
Yeah. I gotta look at what spots I have available. I think I'm gonna do 38.
Some really wacky states are going to end up higher on my list because I'm filling up this bottom part pretty fast.
Yeah. I still have state 50. I don't know what I'm going to put at 50.
New Mexico.
Probably. That's probably true.
I am saving a space somewhere at the bottom.
Okay. We have Oklahoma. November 16th, 1907. It's the 46th state. The world's first parking meter was installed here.
That's not great.
Yeah. It has more man-made lakes than any other state. I've been to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
A few times, actually. It's decent.
Okay. I'm starting at 22. I just don't know much about it. And I need to save some space at the bottom for a few other states that I've got a few in mind, and a few I'm sure that when I hear I'll put them there.
Yeah, I put it at 32. That might be a mistake.
And perhaps I should put it higher because there are some spaces still left up top.
Yeah,
I'm afraid
my top is going to get filled up on
some pretty wild
stuff, probably. Okay.
But my top 3 will be pure.
You have those ones planned out. Kansas. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. January 29th, 1861. It was the 34th state. Geographic center of the 48 contiguous states. Oh. Okay. Wichita is the air capital of the world.
It is a flat state, from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't surprise me a ton. I'm sure it's very... I think they call Kansas City the Windy City, is that right?
Yeah.
So, I've got family from out that way, like ancestors and stuff. And I've got space in my top ones. I don't want it to be too full of wacky ones. I'm putting Kansas at 8.
Whoa!
Those were some cool facts.
Whoa!
The Wizard of Oz, all that. And it's especially the family part. And I'm sure it's not a bad state. Do I want to live there? No. Probably not, but there's some cool stuff. I would visit.
I'm putting it at 28.
It's a little more rural.
I just can't put Kansas that high. I've driven through Kansas, and it is flat and boring. At least the parts I've driven through.
But I haven't.
You live in your blissful lies. Oh,
Listen
my
here,
goodness.
world traveler.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about Kansas. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. And honestly,
fine.
if I hadn't filled... See, here's the thing. I'm obviously not committed to putting things at the very bottom.
No, you're not. I'm not committed to putting things...
So there are some that I kind of have in more negative connotation, so I've kind of filled up all the 30s and early 40s. So I would really put that one in somewhere in the mid-30s, but because I've used up all those spaces, I had to put it at 28.
We're getting closer to the end of the list.
We are. We're making good progress.
Some things cinch up. The spaces that I once had, the canyons are now...
They're being filled?
Yeah.
Okay. let's see here. We just did Kansas. We are on to Ohio. March 1st, 1803. It was the 17th state. 8 U.S. presidents were born here. The first professional baseball team, the Cincinnati Reds. What do you think, Williams?
I am really curious to see what you have to say about Ohio. But I... no great love, no great hate. I've got a space pretty close to the center at 23.
You know, something's got to take this 48th spot.
Nice.
Now, if you're from Ohio or if you like Ohio, it's not a personal thing. I've been to Ohio. Overall, the state was okay. But my trip to Ohio was a very bad trip for me. It involved a certain ex of mine and a breakup that happened even before we came back, but we still had to drive back together. So there's a whole connotation there for me. So we won't go into too much more detail, but basically there were and while we were there we went river rafting at this one little river that was mellow. It was really fun.
You
But
didn't tell
everything
me about
else,
that part.
no, it was fun. This is like a little river. We jumped in kayaks and went down. And it was a really fun time. But everything else was kind of meh. And then the way that the trip ended just kind of gives Ohio a negative connotation for me.
I get that.
So something's got to take the 48th spot. Might as well be Ohio because I have a negative experience there, right?
Yeah.
So
Tough luck, Ohio.
Yep. Not really your fault. Raise your people better, you know.
So it is partially the fault.
Yep. Kentucky, June 1st, 1792. They were the 15th state. They are home of the Kentucky Derby and the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln, who's no longer with us.
Didn't you say earlier that something was the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln?
He lived somewhere.
Okay. I'm throwing it at number 9. I think I'd do just fine in Kentucky.
I think I've been to have I? I don't remember if I've been to Kentucky.
I'm telling you, this list is going to be a little wonky because you forget about some of the states and you all of a sudden having to order them.
Yep. I completely agree with you, but that's the whole point of the non-reorganizable list.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
Yeah. So
Constrains you a little.
Let's see, Kentucky. I have somewhat positive feelings toward Kentucky. I'm gonna give it 15.
Reasonable.
Which is right behind Ohio, and that doesn't seem... Or not Ohio. That's right behind Hawaii, and that doesn't quite seem to fit. But you know what? Well, that works. Okay, we're back up here with the shared Badlands. North Dakota, November 2nd, 1889, the 39th state. It produces more honey than any other state. The geographic center of North America. Didn't they just say that about...
There's another center thing, I think.
Didn't they just say that about Kansas?
Isn't this ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Can't trust AI, folks.
Oh, so this says...
We're going to believe some of it.
It says it's the geographic center of 48 contiguous states. So, like if you take out Alaska...
Oh, okay.
This one's the geographic center of North America as a whole. North Dakota, Williams. What are your thoughts?
You go first.
Well, I don't know that I've been to North Dakota. I'm sorry, Williams family. I think it's going to be like South Dakota. So I'm going to put it at 42.
Okay.
Especially because their biggest attraction is basically a wasteland.
You shut your mouth. This is my number 1.
William.
Shut your mouth. It's my number 1. Let me tell you why.
I want to hear why. Why did you let me go first then? If it's going to be
I wanted your unadulterated opinion. I know that you make fun of the truly, honestly, sincerely, the Badland is some of my favorite countryside. It is gorgeous. It has shaped many great men and women, Teddy Roosevelt being among them. In North Dakota, you find the Teddy Roosevelt National Park. You find a lot of just cool little things that you do not know about unless you've been in and through and have talked to people in North Dakota. I know I mentioned it in another episode of the podcast, but I'm going to bring it back up. Because I think it's important and you need to visit. If you're ever in North Dakota, make some stops. There's this place called the Enchanted Highway. On this highway are I believe the world's largest, and if not the world, then definitely the nation's largest scrap metal sculptures. This gentleman saw that his hometown of Regent, North Dakota, was dying out. And he thought, what could we do to throw some life back into it? And so he created, along the road from the main drag, these gigantic, very beautiful, very creative scrap metal sculptures. And they're really neat. It gives you like a little bit of story behind them, why he did it in a certain way. Like he's got his father or grandfather's fishing boat on one of them, like as part of the piece. Mm-hmm. It's really, really neat and fun.
Yeah.
It's just got a lot of neat treasures like that. And you've got to go visit Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Go visit the city of Medora. One of the neatest little... It's a little touristy. It was meant for a lot of tourists to come through. Mm-hmm. But really neat, really cool history, and a very pretty place. Mm. And I think it's also part of why I threw it so high is because it's a hidden gem. Mm. People aren't flocking there. Montana, I love,
Yeah.
But I think this is happening a little bit to Idaho, a lot of places. It's got a lot of influx from higher population areas, which is fine. It's throwing life into a lot of those places.
The economies, yeah.
But at the same token, it's really changing the dynamic of the state. Mm. And I like the smaller town feel. In North Dakota, it doesn't need to be full of people.
Yeah.
Because its economy is dependent a lot on producing power.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna... That doesn't go hand in hand with how many people you have.
Yeah.
Necessarily. So, I think it'd be a good place to live.
That makes sense.
To visit.
See, I've never been to North Dakota. But, been to South Dakota, and wasn't that positive. And then, it wasn't terrible. It was okay.
I don't begrudge you your choice, but
I
do think it is a hidden gem.
I will be teasing you about the Badlands forever, though, because
I know, and you have no right to.
Well, I do. I do.
One day,
I do.
One day, I'm going to drag you through the Badlands,
and then we'll wind up dying because it's a literal wasteland. And
but we'll die surrounded by
a lot of great people are formed there because hard times create great people.
Stacks, I could argue with this. Could be another episode,
and maybe it will be. Okay. We are on to Louisiana. Both of us have been to Louisiana. Louisiana, April 30th, 1812. It's the 18th country to be formed, the home of jazz music. And it has parishes instead of counties.
Yeah, fun. I think it's only one of 2 states that has that.
Well, that's kind of cool.
If not the only one. I forget.
I don't know.
Honestly, I should have put this at number 8, but the closest... With leaving my top 3 is 10. I spent time in there. You spent some time there too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Absolutely. I spent a fair amount of time there. Here's the thing.
Great food.
Yes.
Food can make a place.
I'm putting it at 16.
So my dearest friends live there.
Solely because I have friends there, and I have some relationship with the state. You know what's funny? As I say that, I realize I should have put Arizona higher. Because when we talked, I kind of discounted the relationships that I have there. And solely focused on the state. Like, as just, like, a hot place that has a decent culture and all this stuff, and so it made me put it at 30. But I'm like, I really like if I considered that my in-laws live there and I have family there. It's a really nice place for that reason.
But it's too late to take it back.
But yeah, and then so now with Louisiana, I took into account the fact that I have friends there from the mission.
Yeah, dear friends.
Yeah. So it's kind of a double standard, but you know what?
My very dear friend Brother Randall lived there before he passed away.
What's that?
My very dear friend Brother Randall lived there before he passed away.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So.
And same with Brooke Body.
Oh yeah, Brooke.
Yeah.
Another great guy.
Shout out to two absolute
stellar
legends.
Yeah, stellar gentlemen.
We have next on the list. We have North Carolina, November 21st, 1789. It was the 12th state. The first powered flight by the Wright brothers was in North Carolina. It is the birthplace of Pepsi. Boo.
It's starting to get real awkward on this list. I don't know what other states we have left.
I mean, I don't mind North Carolina. I just was talking about the birthplace of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No.
Do you want me to start? I have been to North Carolina. Pretty place.
Is that where Raleigh is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun fact for you. Fun story for you, not a fact. I was at orientation at SVU.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Oh, it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's fairly close. It's like 4 or 5 hours away.
Okay.
And I said to this girl in front was sitting in front of me, and mind you, I had just come from Idaho, and we were making conversation, and I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Raleigh," and I said, "I have no idea where that is." And she said, "It's the capital of North Carolina. It's like 4 hours away from here." And she was just like appalled that I didn't know where it was, and I was like, "I'm from Idaho. This is like day 2 of me being here."
That sounds a little snotty.
Yeah, and so that's how I always remember where Raleigh is.
Some girl, just the sassiest.
Yeah, she just solidified it in my mind forever.
Whoever you are, you're probably listening because the whole world listens.
Jane Lycan.
Maybe change.
She's actually a really nice girl. She's actually a really nice girl. We
sure
became friends later, but
rough start, great friendship later.
I know. It is what it is, but I think I'm gonna have to put North Carolina at 12. Because I've been there. Nice enough place. Not quite as nice as Virginia, in my opinion, but close. Kind of a similar type of feel in my mind.
Okay. I think that's probably fair. I was going to put it at 12. You know, I'll still put it at 12.
Fair enough.
Oh, but yeah. I think how my list is filling up. And North Carolina should be honored. 12 is my favorite number. So I was going to reserve it for something a little bit more special, maybe. Not to say that you aren't, but yeah. Very close friends of my brother live there. And my brother did a little internship over there. So, fun fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which brother?
Trevor.
Shout out to Trevor.
Shout out to Trevor.
And his new kiddo. Nate Jr., right? That's what he named
his
him?
new boy. No, well, I'm sure they thought considerably about that.
Oh, is that what they're going for their second child?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
All right,
We'll
fair
keep
enough.
you posted.
Fair enough. Yeah,
We'll
let
keep
me
you
know.
posted.
Let me know. I'll also accept Starks Jr. That's fine.
You have the capacity to have your own children now, so maybe save these names for yourself.
Weebs, I don't like the sass that I'm getting from you, and it's not as fun to name children after myself.
When other people can name
when other people can do it for me, yeah.
All right.
Plus, maybe I want to name all my kids Nate. Maybe I want everyone else's kids to be named Nate too. Nathaniel is also fine.
Nathaniel's. How generous.
I know.
How considerate.
I am considerate. We're on Maine. Did I? Oh, I haven't. Maine. March 15th, 1820 was when it was established. The 23rd state. Only state with a one syllable name, and it produces 90% of U.S. lobster supply. Actually, I must admit, There's this guy who posts on Instagram, and he posts like videos of him catching lobsters, and then he talks about the different types of lobsters and what makes them unique, and then he'll like clean off barnacles and feed them, and it's oddly really interesting. So I actually watched that for a while, and one of his videos popped up today, and I was like, oh yeah, I love this guy.
Please tell me more about how you put it above North Dakota.
I will. No, I only remember one person that I knew from Maine. Kind of a meh. I still have my 26th spot. I think that's where I'm going to put it.
Yeah, I'm kind of along the same lines of meh. I just don't know. So,
yeah.
I got 34 open. Now I got to start making decisions about above and below.
Yeah, really. I've only got I'm up to 23 and then all the way down to 45. This is my options.
After this too, we should see how many states we've misspelled.
No, Williams, we got to keep that from the viewers.
That's our little secret.
The thing that's sad about that is I have them right here. So if I misspelled them, and I know for a fact there was one or two that I was like, I don't care. So we'll come back to that, Williams. We'll come back to that.
Maybe a bonus episode.
Yeah, exactly. So we just did North Carolina. We're on to New York. July 26th, 1788. It was established as the 11th state in the country. Home of the Statue of Liberty. That is such a lame fact. Everyone in the world knows that. First American chess tournament was held in New York. Yeah, and only nerds know that unique.
One. That is a little bit more unique.
Yeah. The first one was just a lame stat. I'm sorry. ChatGPT, you let me down on that one. But the chess tournament's interesting. Because chess is a pretty old game. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm sure first real big maybe
worldwide.
national.
I think it said world.
Oh,
first American chess tournament. So that would be why. New York, Williams.
I have kind of an aversion to New York City, but I think the idea of it is cool. A lot of cool history happened there. It's a little too big probably for my taste. Like I said, I've never been to the state. But I hear that everything outside of that's pretty relaxed. Outside New York City.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be cool. There's cool historical stuff for our church in that area.
Yeah.
I might put it at 17. Well, this is tough. I'm going to put it at 11. 11 for 11.
See, I went the opposite direction. Not because of any mouse. Like you said, I like a lot of the history of New York, and I would be... See, here's the thing. I would love to visit New York, once.
Right. I don't think I'd visit it more than that.
Yeah. Maybe, depending on how much historical stuff they had. Mm-hmm. I feel like...
A good friend of mine, we used to home teach together. It's an old program our church did.
Uh-huh.
We'd go around visiting families and stuff. Really cool. But him and his wife served a senior couple mission over there, and they loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did it more in the country of New York.
I've heard that the country part of New York is really nice and is really chill. I'm going to give it 24. I almost put it in the 40s because I'm running out of spots, but they just barely pulled it off.
I've got 3 spots outside of my top 3 in the top half. So
Yeah.
Good news is, I hope that the states that don't deserve it don't go up to the top.
I'm definitely going to have some states that don't deserve it making it the top 10 because my 2, 3, 4, and 6 spot are all still available. Yeah, Virginia I probably should have put a lot higher. I'm going to have to start filling those up. I don't have any choice now.
This makes it interesting.
Oh, no. I'm looking at a couple of these options that are left, which is a little bit cheating, and this is bad. I did not balance this very
well. Quit looking.
Okay.
You're going in blind like me.
Okay, I'm done looking. Okay, Maryland. April 28th, 1788. It was the 7th state to be established, the birthplace of the U.S. national anthem, and home to the U.S. Naval Academy.
I don't know much. Other than, Washington, D.C. is right close to it. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss.
I liked those 2 facts.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 seem very patriotic to me. I liked it. So I put it at 10 because
You've been looking at okay, that scares me.
Just a little bit. I looked just a little. I didn't look at every state, but
I'm trying to think of what's left.
From what I looked at, I'm like, wow, I really should have rated Texas higher, North Carolina, or not North Carolina, Virginia.
What did you rate Texas again?
Utah should have been way higher too. Texas I rated at 5. Utah I rated at 7. Virginia I rated at 8. But I'm like,
your top 3 are going to be spicy.
I think there's 1 or 2 in the top that are still salvageable for me.
Okay.
I hope.
Now that you say it, I'm worried about the 3 outside of my top 3.
Okay.
So I might put Maine in one of those slots.
Okay, where are you going?
I'm going to the very end of it.
That's what
it's say 19 for Maine. No, Maryland, sorry.
Okay.
I don't think I'd even enjoy going there.
I don't know. I don't really know.
But I think there's places I'd hate worse.
William, you dog. All right. We have, next on our list, the much-awaited New Mexico. January 6th, 1912. It's the 47th state. It was the site of the first atomic bomb test, and it has more PhDs per capita than any other state. That one shocks me.
It doesn't shock me a ton, but
it's not like I thought the opposite, but it's just that I never have heard anything about New Mexico of that type.
Yeah, it just seems fairly quiet. It seems a little weird. Like a little bit of a different place.
I knew there was a kid in high school that moved from New Mexico, and then I've driven through it twice. That's my experience with it. It's like, in my mind, it's like Arizona, but without as many good financial opportunities, and there's really not as much good stuff there. It's just really hot.
I have a special spot reserved on my list. Just for New Mexico.
What is it?
47 for 47. You know? Amazing how some of these are lining up.
I have a special spot reserved for New Mexico, too. It was 50th.
No. Yeah.
Take that, Craig family.
Yeah. In your face.
Okay.
How do you like them apples, Craig?
How do you like them apples, Craig? Next, we have Massachusetts. February 6th, 1788. It is the 6th state, the first public school and college in the U.S., and the site of the Boston Tea Party.
Thinking very carefully. I only got 2 spots outside of my top 3 left. I just don't want to waste them, but we are coming to some sort of crossroads.
Yeah, we're running out.
I don't know how this is going to play out. You had me at Boston Tea Party, though.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that event earlier today. I'm putting it at 18. I'm saving my 17 spot. That's the highest outside of my top 3 left. So I'll put it at 18.
I'm doing 13. I'm running out of options here.
It's very patriotic.
I have a really good friend from Massachusetts.
How good of a friend?
Really good. He was on the podcast, Austin.
Oh, is he from?
Yeah, he's from Massachusetts.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so really good friend from Massachusetts. And I really just need to start filling up my top spots because there's not much. At the end, I'm going to run out of everything but my top spots, and it's just going to be random states there.
You know, it's funny because when he did come to the podcast, it didn't run through my mind. I could imagine him throwing crates of tea into the harbor.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've seen Austin throw crates of tea all the time.
It's a sport.
In his blood.
It's a sport that they do.
It's just in his blood, Williams. He just does it. Okay, we have New Jersey. December 18th, 1787. This is the third state to be organized. The first organized baseball game was played here, and it's the most densely populated U.S. state.
I don't think it's worthy of my 17 spot, so I'll put it at the highest on my bottom end at 37. Fun fact that I hear it's kind of it gets a lot of hate because it's like, oh, New Jersey, New York's the place to be. You don't want to go to Jersey.
Yeah.
They're the home of the Sleepy Man Banjo Boys. Have you heard of them?
Nope.
They're this group of young kids, 3 brothers, who they took lessons because they wanted to learn some unique instrument. Country wasn't necessarily their style that they'd grown up on. But they're like, oh, these seem like cool instruments. And they started a little band, a little group. And for a while, they're very adept at playing bluegrass, very talented musicians.
Yeah.
I will say, the last thing I heard of them, it's been some years since I've heard any of their music. They were starting to, trying to blend bluegrass with, more poppy things, which was a little strange, not my favorite, but, they're a cool idea.
Yeah.
So, nod to them, shout out to the Sleepy Man Banjo Boys.
We'll draw a lot of attention for them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's their name. It's something close to that, if not.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah. Our listeners, you're welcome. Sleepy Man Banjo Boys, we got you. We're throwing all our...
There you go. Fun fact for you. My wife served her mission in New Jersey. So...
That sounds... I forgot.
Yeah. So I give it number 6. I don't think it deserves to be there, but we're running out of options. I'm sure of it.
We're getting tight on space. We're getting tight on space.
I can't justify putting it in the top 4, but in the end I might just wind up putting some random stuff there. So we have, next on our list, we have Michigan. January 26th, 1837. The 26th state to join the Union. Has more shoreline than any state except Alaska, and Detroit is known as the car capital of the world.
Maybe 38.
46. I feel like Detroit, from what I've heard of Detroit, and I've never been to Michigan. Well, from what I've heard of Detroit, it was basically like a super crazy good, they had a booming industrial economy, and then through a bunch of poor decisions.
Wasn't it car manufacturing?
Yeah, it was car manufacturing. And then through a bunch of poor decisions, they basically ran their city into the ground. And so now it's just a cesspool. It's what I've heard. I've never been.
It could be really nice. Maybe I just have
one bad source, yeah. But because of that general feeling, I'm putting Michigan at 46. I also need to start filling my bottom slots, so those aren't also randomized. And yeah, so that's where we are. New Hampshire. June 21st, 1788. It is the 9th state. It is the first state to have its own constitution, and the state motto is live free or die.
That's pretty sick.
That's way sick. I love it. Okay. Just for that, they're taking my 4 spot.
I was going to put it low, but I was saving 17 because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. But New Hampshire happens.
Yeah.
Until you said that, I was like,
The motto alone gives them my number 4 spot. I don't really know anything about New Hampshire's current living
it could
conditions,
be whatever.
But there's other states that deserve it much less than New Hampshire. I
live
promise.
Free or die.
Live free or die.
Amen.
I love that. Okay.
I'm sorry to whatever states didn't deserve really low on my list, unless they do.
There are some states that definitely are not going to deserve this treatment. Okay, we are on.
I have a new friend. I might visit New Hampshire now.
Yeah, no kidding. It
wasn't even on the radar, but
no kidding. I'm impressed with that. Minnesota, January 26th, I was on Michigan. May 11th, 1858. It was the 32nd state It's the land of 10,000 lakes, and it's home to the largest mall in the United States, the Mall of America.
Okay, that's not a brag. I think I've been to the... I thought I had been to the Mall of America. Maybe I haven't. I don't remember. But malls are dying, and I'm not a big fan of malls. I remember being dragged around in malls as a young child. I shouldn't have been. No child deserves that. No, but I don't know. But the 10,000 Lakes is really cool, and in my mind, it's like a peaceful. Just the 10,000 Lakes make me think, oh, relaxing, nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure the mosquitoes are horrible.
Probably.
Which makes me glad that I don't have any upper spaces for it to go. But I'm going to put it at 39, which is the highest of my spaces right now.
Yeah.
Besides my ones that I'm reserving.
Yeah. I have Minnesota at 22. Kind of meh. Like, 10,000 Lakes sounds cool. The shopping mall part is kind of I'm indifferent about. I don't think it's
I wouldn't
terrible.
stop by. I might go in.
I might stop. Since it's the largest, I might stop there and look, but it's not something that it super allures me, but it's not something that really puts me off either. So, meh. They're home of the Vikings. I don't mind the Vikings. And so, kind of for me, it's just all around. My last middle
Vikings
spot
were
is 22.
very, very violent. They go and pillage places, Starks. They
lived free, or they died.
Wrong ones. Wrong ones.
Our next state is New Hampshire.
We talked about New Hampshire.
Did we? No,
Live free or die.
Oh, we did. Nevada. October 31st, 1864, the 36th state home to Las Vegas. They legalized gambling in 1931.
Honestly, I have a little bit of an affinity for Nevada. I wish I had a higher spot.
Go on.
Well, one of those things, Starks... Okay, wait a minute. No, I'm trying to think. Remember how we talked about that headless chicken?
Yeah.
On that one episode of the podcast? If you don't remember that episode or didn't listen to it, first of all, be better.
Go back and do your homework.
In one of the states, I think it may have been Nevada, but I'm not 100% on that. Maybe it was somewhere else. But there was this chicken who had its head cut off by a farmer, killing chickens for food. But part of its brain was still attached. And he noticed that it kept walking around. Usually chickens will walk around for a little while or something, or move. This one just kept going, though. It was actually trying to peck at the ground and do other things. And so it lived for at least another year or something.
Yep.
But it kind of became this big thing. I think one town somewhere, and I think it's in Nevada, has a parade still.
Yeah, I remember
in the honor
that.
of the chicken.
I remember that now, actually. I forgot about that part because we had the fun facts for that, too.
Yeah, so I think that's... But also, there's a game, Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Really popular. It's really kind of a cool, neat game. Not for everyone, but kind of neat. Takes place there. And I've got some friends from there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Liest, who was on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
She's from Nevada.
I have some friends from there, too. I have mixed feelings. I think I'm going to base it off of the actual state and not my memories of it. Because we went there for my bachelor party. Me and some friends set it up.
Oh, that's right.
And we watched a Broncos game against the Raiders in Las Vegas. So that was really positive and really fun. If I was rating off of that experience, Nevada would rate pretty high. But I think also the flip side of that, I was not impressed with... I just was disgusted with the general morality of the place.
That's just Vegas, though.
100%, which is true, but I just didn't love that. So I'm going to rank it low. I also just drove through there, and it's kind of meh. I'm going to rank it low at 43rd.
Well, mine's at 42 just because that's the highest space I had. Also, correction, the headless... So it's Mike the Headless Chicken Festival.
Uh-huh.
And it's actually from Colorado. So gives you another reason to visit Colorado.
Yeah.
I think the festival probably just passed, We missed it, Starch.
No! Williams, we could have gone.
Oh, yeah, they just... See you in 2026. What days is this? Well, I guess there's 18 months from now until... Oh, goodness. They have a 5K run.
We could go.
Next year.
Oh, we could go.
You think next year?
At the festival? Maybe. When is it?
I think it's somewhere in the southern summer months. Let me...
Yeah.
We'll do more research.
We'll
figure this out.
All right, we only have a few left here, Williams. We have Mississippi. December 10th, 1817. They were the 20th state, the birthplace of Elvis Presley, and named after the Mississippi River. See, named after the Mississippi River is a lame fun fact for you.
We know better fun facts. We've been Give a few fun facts, Starks. That aren't lame.
I don't know. It's a good state. Trying to think of something that would count as like a...
An interesting fact is I believe it was the President of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis. I think his house was on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Or he had a house.
Yeah.
Now, they have... I guess right now it's a replica because the original house got washed away in Hurricane Katrina. Yeah. But they have like a replica on the coast. Fun fact about the Mississippi Gulf Coast: the reason why there's so many casinos right there on the Gulf is because, according to the law, like it couldn't be on land, and so they're like, oh, so if we put it a little bit in the water, and so you'll see these casinos right on top of the water. You know, they have little stilts, pillars built up, or whatever, but they're right there. So technically, they complied with the law, and they could still have the casinos right there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, at least that's what I was told.
It's
kind of
interesting.
Cool. There's a whole bunch of little cool facts about Mississippi. Some Civil War stuff happened there. Vicksburg, huge. I never went, but I really would love to go visit Vicksburg to see the war memorials and stuff.
Yeah, I saw they have cannons when you drive through Vicksburg that are kind of cool looking.
Yeah, I've driven past.
Yeah, but never stopped. I thought you were in Vicksburg.
No,
you were in Ruston.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Louisiana, not Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
Brookhaven, I think, is what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brookhaven, Mississippi, beautiful place. Really nice city.
Yeah.
Town. Go visit.
Yeah, 100%. I cannot bring myself to put Mississippi in my top 3. I feel like it should be in my top 3 because that's where my mission was. And it was a great place. But in terms of like a state to live in terms of like quality of life, I think it's one of the lowest in the United States.
Oh, yeah. Not the lowest. Louisiana was, like, in terms of, like, I think, because we'd always, like, talk about it in the mission.
Uh-huh.
And I think they were always, like, 49th in a lot of things, like education, other things. But Louisiana was always the 50th, so we felt pretty good about it.
Yeah.
And no shade to either of those states. I loved it. You saw my rating for Louisiana earlier, top 10.
I loved the people there. I enjoyed it. And I have a lot of really good friends and really good relationships with both people in Mississippi and Louisiana. But if we're ranking states just on their general like goodness, I don't feel like Mississippi is my favorite. Okay. So I do have a lot of positive experiences with Mississippi, which is why I put it at 11th. Which I feel like is much more realistic in terms of like I'm saying, hey, like the state itself as a whole, I would not want to live there.
Where your love for it truly lies.
But I do love the state.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah, where are you putting it?
I think I'm putting it at 2.
You're putting it to 2. All right.
Now,
there's
certain reasons.
Can I change?
I'll let you change.
I feel like there's not going to be anything left that I have the same. I'm moving it to 3 because I have 11, 2, or 3.
I like Mississippi for like a lot of similar reasons you were talking about. I know a lot of people there. Really nice town. A lot of really nice people. I've got great memories there. It is the home. Country music has been a part of that. It's like this weird fusion. It's got some of the jazz from the Louisiana area, kind of.
Yeah.
Mixed in. It's got the blues. It's got country all through there. Like,
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of those elements that I like. Also, a secret, Mississippi has the housing prices are pretty low. You can get a pretty good house in Mississippi for a reasonable price, especially compared to other states.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
And so in that way, I think it'd be a neat place to live. There's some things that'd be less optimal, like you're talking about, but I think it's another kind of hidden gem.
Yeah. Yeah. I think...
And the bias of me serving a mission there.
I think mine is solely the bias and like the people that I knew personally. I think that's the only thing that
great food too
for me. Because I think it's a good place. I just think I don't know. Yeah,
a lot of dear people to me.
Yeah. Exactly. There's a lot of really good people and a lot of people that I really liked over there. I just don't know if I'd ever want to live there.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. So anyway, great place.
I'm sure mine has a lot of rose-colored glasses, perhaps, but I do like this.
Wibbs, I respect your decision. I moved it to 3 because we haven't moved on to the next one yet. So technically, I'm not swapping any places. I was just
technically.
Well, I was looking at it and I was like, "Is there anything that I'm going to have a better relationship than Mississippi?"
Probably not.
And I was like, "I don't think so."
No,
not at this point. We have
we're
like
getting
4
down
left.
to the wire.
We are Nebraska, March 1st, 1867. The 37th state, home to Warren Buffett, and the first state to complete its segment of the interstate highway system.
Okay, listen, Warren Buffett, who cares? Home of Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson is from Nebraska, who was the first, I think, really great late-night talk show host. Really funny guy.
I know Johnny Carson. I don't know if Have you shown me some of his stuff?
I probably have.
Nebraska is falling at 11.
Okay.
Because, to me, it's kind of like they grow lots of...
It has a lot of undeserved hate. I've met people who are just, I hate Nebraska. And there's not a lot to it. And I'm like, fair enough. But to me, he was the home of Johnny Carson, and I don't think it's that bad. I like corn. It has a lot of corn. I don't hate corn.
Yeah.
It's not my most favorite, but I like corn.
Yeah.
Makes the world go round.
That's fair. So far, Williams likes the Badlands and corn.
I'm putting Nebraska at 43 because that is... I only got one space left lower than it, and I don't have really any space higher other than, what I've already decided as my third, my top 3. So.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Things are just falling where they are.
So I have either 2, 11, or 49.
Wait a minute. I only have 2 spots left, Starks.
Well, I mean after Nebraska. So that was
okay.
before Nebraska. And I was like, I feel like Nebraska for me is like a mid-tier. And so I just put it in the middle. Because I wouldn't really rank it 49, but I definitely wouldn't rank it 2. Yeah. So... Next up, we have Missouri, which is August 10th, 1821. It's the 24th state. The Gateway Arch is the tallest U.S. monument, and Mark Twain was born here.
Mark Twain's a cool guy.
Another fact for you, Missouri is where the Kansas City Chiefs team is located. And just that alone moves it to 49. I've been saving the 49 spot for Missouri as soon as when we got to Kansas, I was like, oh yeah, the Chiefs, where are they located?
Stark's hatred for the Chiefs, and I think Stark's and a lot of other, more long-time football fans, I think that you like their coach fine.
Yeah, I like Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You can like players on a team and dislike the team. Yeah. Well, also the thing is, the thing to realize is, other people hate the Chiefs because they are the team to beat right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are the Broncos' rival and have been for years. So I've hated them for a long time.
There may have been a time in which they were less favorable to me than they are. because of my affinity with Vic Fangio and Drew
Uh-huh.
Lock. But some of that has changed. So I don't hate the Kansas City Chiefs.
Fair enough. So where are you putting them?
Well, I'm putting the state because the state itself, I don't really have a lot of affinity for it. Kind of a weird state, especially in terms of the history of our church. A little bit. I don't hate it for those reasons. It's a completely different place, I think, probably than it was then.
Back then, yeah.
But I just don't feel like there's anything that catches my eye. And it does sound like misery. I just imagine like kind of swampy, probably a lot of mosquitoes. Maybe that's not how it is, but in my mind, I just imagine mosquitoes.
That's just how you picture it. I don't remember anything super crazy when I drove through it. We stopped in Kansas City.
I'm sure there are cool things. I wouldn't mind stopping by.
The arch was nice, but we actually took a wrong turn and wound up in this ghetto area that was not very nice in the same city that the arch is in. But our final state, Williams. Wait, where did you wind up ranking it? What spot did you have open?
That was, I think Missouri was 44. And it's hard when your state sounds that close to Missouri.
It's true. Oh, good.
And some people just saying it are just going to say Missouri. Not even trying to.
Oh, easily. Our last state, Williams. You'll like this one.
I know I will.
Montana, November 8th, 1889. The 41st state, home to the Glacier National Park, has the largest migratory elk herd in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any other fun facts about Montana?
A lot of cool things. They got there's a lot of little attractions and bigger attractions. Some of the cooler ones. Lewis and Clark, traveled kind of through the area, but they have this place called the Lewis and Clark Caverns.
Yeah.
Lewis and Clark never actually visited these caverns.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, they were discovered by a gentleman who just used it to make a little bit of money. He would tour people through it. And eventually, and it kind of did mess up the ecosystem of the cave a little bit. Caves are very sensitive. I didn't quite realize this until going through. And, the guide telling us all this stuff and having visited a few caves, very susceptible to damage that we do. Even touching stalactites, stalagmites, getting our oils and stuff on them, will do things.
Will damage them, yeah, absolutely.
And this guy, he didn't know any better. It's not really his fault. And because of his attention to the caverns, they became as big as they are. But they would throw, they had this little pool. It was a neat little pool in the cave. He's like, oh, make a wish, throw a penny in. And because of that, it's now how copper corrodes, it becomes that bluish hue. That whole section of the cave is that little bluish hue.
Blue?
It's covered in that.
That's interesting.
Or at least that little pond part. It's not normally supposed to be like that. It
kind
messes
of
things
thing,
up a little bit. Like he would be like, oh, take a stalactite for the memory of being at the cave. It kind of takes pieces. And even at one point, the state came in after they had kind of discovered it. They didn't know what to do with it at the time. They just sealed it off. They barred it, put a big old lock on it. And he's like, well, that's not going to stand in the way of me making the money. So he chopped off the lock and did his tours anyway.
Dang.
But because of that, the bright side is that he drew attention to it. This otherwise it would not be
as big as it was.
Right. And I think they attached the name Lewis and Clark Caverns to it
to give
it notoriety.
That makes sense.
So, kind of neat.
That is neat. So where do you rank Montana, Williams?
It is number 3. I loved living here. Honestly, beautiful country. They call it the Big Sky Country for a reason. Sky is so big. And really pretty landscape. They got more of the mountains, and then they got more of the open part. It is whatever you want it to be. The outdoor aspects are great. Fishing, wonderful. Some of my most memorable and favorite fishing trips. I've got some very, very dear people to me who live there, or who have lived there. Both. And I will say the thing about it, why it's 3 and not higher, is I think because it's not a hidden gem anymore.
Oh, yeah. Lots of people moving there.
Lots of people. Not enough to probably change it up as much, but
Yeah,
movie star people are buying up property, and I just don't think
fair.
it might stay how it is, but it is changing. I just don't know where it's going to be in the future. But beautiful, really a phenomenal place to be.
That makes perfect sense. Well, it took my number 2 spot, so it ranked even higher for me.
Yeah.
Kind of necessity. I don't necessarily think that I would organically have rated Montana as number 2 and Mississippi as number 3.
You kind of got down to the wire.
I did. I kind of downplayed my favorites. I definitely think Virginia should have been in the top 5. Texas
Would you
should
put
have
it
been
in the top 3?
5. Virginia?
Yeah.
Pretty close. I really enjoyed it there. I really liked it. I don't know. It probably would depend on the day you asked me, but
I think you had some great memories over at SVU.
Oh, I did, and I loved the countryside, and just it's a good place. Yeah. Okay, so for you guys' information, it is 2:30 here. We are winding down on our...
Are we? Okay.
Yeah, on our podcast. This is the end of episode 2. We are going to not read off the full list for each of us, but we're going to read off the top 10 and the bottom 10 of
I like
each,
that.
because those are the ones that really matter. Like, all the middle ones, kind of eh.
I don't know. Some of them got torn down a little bit more than they should have, or pushed up a little bit more.
Oh, 100. Mine is 100% not reflective of my actual rating.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
Go, Williams, why don't you start us off with the top 10, and then I'll do my top 10, then we'll do bottom 10s.
Okay, sounds good. So my top 10. Number 1, North Dakota. Mississippi, Montana, Tennessee, Texas, Idaho, South Dakota, Kansas, Kentucky, and Louisiana. Kansas and Kentucky were kind of the ones that snuck their way in there.
Yeah, they kind of did, didn't they?
Yeah. Not horrible, but kind of interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so my top 10. Idaho, Montana. Idaho's number 1, obviously. Montana, Mississippi, New Hampshire, Texas, New Jersey, Utah, Virginia, Colorado, and Maryland.
I like where Colorado ended up on your list.
I like Colorado. I feel like all the other ones were kind of swapped. I don't think New Jersey, New Hampshire, or Montana, or even Maryland, even belong on the top 10 in my actual book. But that's where they are. So,
all right.
And then, you want to do your bottom 10?
Sure. So,
do from 40 to 50, so we get the worst at the end.
All right, sounds good. So, starting at 40, Vermont, Oregon, Nevada. Nevada. You kind of ended up there. Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois, Rhode Island, New Mexico. New Mexico, you heard right, 47. Connecticut, California, and yes, you, Arkansas. Number 50. Right where you belong.
Oh, get smacked, Arkansas. Okay, starting at number 40. We have... Sorry, Williams family. South Dakota, Arkansas, North Dakota, Nevada, Vermont, Illinois, Michigan, Rhode Island, Ohio, Missouri, and New Mexico. See, I feel like my bottom 10 is more accurate than my top 10. There's a couple that don't necessarily belong in there, but a lot of those I read their name and I'm like, okay, yeah, that one should be here.
I think I can kind of say the same.
Yeah. So the top 10, really not very accurate. There's a few, like Idaho is right where it should be. Colorado is right where it should be. All the other ones I feel like are in the wrong spot.
I think the top half of my top 10 was pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fairly accurate.
Okay. Well, that wraps it up for us, Williams. Would you like to sign us out? Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, this was a great episode. Starks, this was a great idea.
Oh, thank you, Williams.
And Craig, shout out to Craig and his family.
Yeah, even though you guys were wrong.
New Mexico is not number 1.
It was number 50 or 47.
All right. Thank you, dirty dogs and silly gooses out there. And remember, listen if you want or not. We don't care.